Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Threads Office Hours, where we do deep dives into questions that you have submitted. The questions are usually about product, styling, behind the scenes, really anything goes. My name is Xenia Chen, and I'm the founder of Threads. And if you have a question that you want to submit, that you want me to answer on a future episode, you can use the link in the comments, and I would love to cover it on a future episode. So let's get right into it. We have a few questions that we're going to cover today. So our first question is, and this is a question we've gotten a few times over the years, and the question is, do you wear Threads tights every day? Obviously, I understand why people would want to know, because you would obviously want to buy a product from a company where the team and the founder is actually using the product. So I have a little bit of a long answer to this, but the short answer is no, I do not wear Threads tights every day. Let me explain. So some of you know this, but when I started Threads, I was working at a finance corporate job on Bay Street in Toronto, Canada. I was wearing tights and stockings almost every single day, and I was really frustrated because I couldn't really find a brand that I truly loved. Like, there wasn't really anything out there that I was like totally obsessed with, which is crazy because it was something that I was wearing every single day. So this is kind of what drove me to start Threads. So now that I'm running this business, the reality of my job is very different from when I was in corporate. Most days I'm working from home. Sometimes I go to meet our retailers. I go to visit them, or I'm at our warehouse a lot. I'm just like moving boxes a lot. For those of you who have, worked at like a smaller business, you know that there's every day is very different. So not the most conducive for wearing 20 denier pantyhose. So now I usually wear tights on nights out. So if I'm going out for dinner or an event, I'm still tights all the way. So on top of that, I'm also now a toddler mom. So I'm running around a lot on the floor, picking up things, sometimes like going down slides. So again, doesn't really make sense for me to be wearing tights all the time. The two styles that I have been wearing a lot in the last few months are the opaque contour tights and our celebration collection. So our celebration collection is a collection of 4 designs, patterns that are a little bit more fun. So I actually find that it's like one of the easiest way to like spice up an old dress or an outfit that you have is with these tights. It really, like, the different tights really change the vibe of your entire outfit, which I think is like, it's like easy. It is very ironic that I started this brand because I was wearing tights every day, and now that I'm running this business, I'm no longer doing that. Really funny how that works out. So I will say there are other Threads products that I wear almost every single day that are not tights. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about that. So number one are the contour shorts. I talked a little bit about the contour shorts last week at our office hours. I am obsessed with them. They're basically the shorts, light shapewear version of our contoured control top. So it's going to be really comfortable and slightly shaping, but not constrictive and not too tight. And I essentially wear these as part of like kind of like safety shorts now. They're basically the grown-up version of the safety shorts that you would wear when you were younger. Again, as a toddler mom, I am not wearing a dress or a skirt without these shorts under. They're really breathable in the summer, and I know that I'm going to just be wearing them all the time. They come in 2 colors, tan and black. Anyway, yeah, so they are the grown-up version of the safety shorts that you would wear when you were younger. So love these shorts so much. They're for sure a staple of my summer wardrobe. Next thing that I wear all the time are the nipple stickies and breast tape, and I actually have them here with me. Best combo, especially now that I, went through pregnancy and birth and all that. A lot of my old bras don't fit me. I know I should be getting fit for newer bras, but I do want to have more children, so I'm kind of waiting for everything to be done before I go and get like a fitting and all that stuff. So in the meantime, these are great. So sometimes I just wear these nipple stickies as is. But if I'm looking for a little bit more of a lift, I'll also add the breast tape. We have a little bit of a guide on how to use this. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get over it, you'll realize like this is the best hack ever. I have said this before, but I don't think people truly realize like These two are the best travel hack in the summer. If you're going away for a weekend or a week and you have lots of outfits with different necklines and you don't want to wear or bring like 5 bras with you, this is great because you can basically DIY a bra for that specific neckline. And again, we have videos that will show you how to use the tape and the nipple stickies together, but they're just like such a power combo and they actually come in a bundle. So we also just got a fresh restock of these recently. So yeah, I love these so much and I wear them all the time. I wear these nipple stickies probably like 6 days a week. So that was a very long answer to the question, but I hope it provides more color on whether or not I wear Threads tights every day. And by the way, my 2 favorite pair of tights when I was working in finance were the sheer contour in black and the sheer contour in tan. So comfortable and so reliable. So our next question is, how are you dealing with tariffs? That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? So the short answer is we are figuring it out as we go, as are most businesses. It has been a very tricky few months for everyone. As you probably know, the tariffs affect pretty much every business in the world, whether directly or indirectly. And it's been incredibly hard to plan because there haven't been that many details around it, like concrete details. And things are really changing like almost every day. So it's hard to make a long-term plan when the situation today is different from the situation like 3 days ago. So in case you don't know, Threads is Canadian. We are based in Canada. We're based in Toronto, and our warehouse is also in Toronto. So all of our orders ship from our Toronto warehouse. And while we have customers all around the world, I would say probably like 90-95% of our customers are either Canadian or American. So as you know, we have a very strong community focus as part of our brand. Every product we design, we ask our community, like, what do you like about what's currently out there? What do you not like? We're always sort of asking for your feedback, and that's such a core part of our brand. So although we are Canadian, we have a very strong tie to our American community and our friends. So the news of the tariffs or anything that would divide us isn't something that we want to see ever. We want to see unity and collaboration in symbiotic relationships, which is what Canada and the US have had for decades before this. So because our tights are made in Italy, currently we are relatively insulated from a lot of the tariffs that are being talked about, although of course that can change at any moment. So, of course, it has added a lot of complexities to our business, but overall, we are managing and we're figuring it out as we go. And I'm happy to say, as of now, it hasn't really changed the way that we operate and serve our customers. That being said, it has put a bit of a damper on the doing of new business, if that makes sense. So, what I mean by that is, I find a lot of companies are in wait and see mode because there's so much uncertainty around what the tariffs are going to look like and what it's going to look like in its final form, because again, it's changing so much every single day. For example, like we've been expanding our retail presence a ton in North America over the last few years, and it's one of the channels that I'm so excited about. So if you don't know, we are in 250 approximately retail boutiques across North America right now. And they're all independent boutiques, which we're so happy to partner with them because, well, I mean, first of all, I think, what independent boutique owners do for the economy and the community is like totally irreplaceable. We're in a lot of these small towns where like the population is like 10,000 people and there's like this one store in that town. And it's not only a place where people can go to buy clothes, but it's like a community hub. And I think that's just so special. And we're so honored to partner with stores like that. Anyway, I'm digressing, but it's one of the channels that I'm so excited about. And in Canada, we've made a lot of headway in the last, I want to say, a few years in just, developing like a good presence. The US has been an area that we have been so excited to expand more into. And unfortunately, the news of these tariffs, although it doesn't really have a super direct impact on us right now, because of course, like, we can still ship to the US, and especially if the order is under like the de minimis threshold, it's still duty free. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these American store owners are in wait and see mode. So they're, thinking twice or three times about adding new brands to their store, or even doing reorders, just because, again, people don't really know what life is going to look like in 6 months. So yeah, overall, there's just a lot of uncertainty right now, and I'm really proud of our team for taking things day by day. Fingers crossed this will all sort of blow over very soon. So thanks for that question. Okay, so our last question for today. The question is, will you be making, or would you consider making, hosiery that has a cooling effect for summer? I have seen it on other brands, but they don't have the overall quality in the product that you do. Thanks so much for what you do for Canada and women. So this is a great question, and I love it when you guys submit product recommendations for us, or just ideas for new products. As I mentioned, we have such a big community, like data crowdsourcing aspect to our business. So we love hearing from you guys. Product development is actually one of my favorite parts of my job, even though I had no technical experience or anything before this. I just love the process of like creating something new and making something better, and then getting sort of like the feedback from you guys. So this is actually, I think, would be a good opportunity for me to tell you a little bit about our product development considerations and process, and then I can also talk about how it relates to this specific request. Okay, so the number one question we ask is there demand? So we always look at how many times a request has been made. If we're consistently getting the same email or comment, that is something our team is really going to take a look at seriously. So for example, our contour shorts, and I feel like I've been talking so much about our contour shorts, but the reason we made that product was because we were getting so many emails from everyone asking if we could make our contoured control top into a pair of shorts. So that's like a great example of something that has, we got a lot of feedback on that, and then we created the product. Another example of this is our sheer to waist tights. Pretty much immediately after we launched the sheer contour, we were getting a lot of requests from people asking us to make a sheer to waist version. So immediately we knew, okay, this is something that people are interested in. Not everyone wants contour like a control top. So in this case, for the cooling tights, I will be honest, we haven't really had this request too often. However, that's not to say we won't look at it at all, because I do find a lot of the times people don't really know what they want until they can see it, because how is the average person supposed to know that there is such a technology in the cooling tight? So just because we don't get a lot of emails about it doesn't mean we won't look at it. And a lot of times our team, this is like the first time that our team is hearing it about it, or whatever. So yeah, even if it's a very unique request, I would say still send it in, because we look at every single email, DM, message that we get. So our second consideration that we always look at is, does this product already exist, and can Threads make it better? So our thing with launching products is we never want to launch something that is already existing. We always want to make something better, or else what's the point? Yeah, so we always want to make sure we're bringing something innovative to the table. So in this case, she mentions, there are companies out there that make cooling tights, but overall none have the same quality as Threads. So, for us, that would be like, okay, like interesting, that exists, but like maybe there's a way that we can integrate this technology into our designs. So, it's basically like a better product. Or maybe there's another way we can use this technology. So it's always interesting for us to see if we can make something better. Okay, and the third consideration is, can we make it work? So this is probably the most important consideration, and it's also the one that takes the longest. This is basically like what people imagine as like the R&D process when it comes to a new product. So in this case, she asks if the cooling yarn can be embedded into our existing product, which, at first glance, that sounds really simple, really easy, but there are so many considerations when we think about a new product like this. This is definitely an interesting idea, and at first glance, it totally makes sense, because, why wouldn't people want pair of cooling tights for the summer. But it is so much more difficult in practice because we have to think about, okay, is there a way for us to embed this cooling yarn without affecting any of the other features that are great about our tights? So for example, for our new tights, I'm assuming this is about new tights, we have something called like our tone matching technology, which is a very specific blend of lycra that makes the shade feel really, really natural on your skin. Not just feel, but look. I think the best compliment is when someone is like, oh, I didn't even know you were wearing new tights. So again, it's a very specific blend of lycra. So we have to think, okay, is it possible to get this cooling yarn into this existing blend where it continues to make your legs look, very flawless and very natural while also having the cooling effect? You're basically trying to add a new element without changing any of the other elements. So this part is extremely difficult and requires a very high level of technical manufacturing skill and experience, which we're very lucky to have. Our manufacturers in Italy are, I would say, they're the best in the world. They've been at it for decades and they really know what they're doing. We will basically just come to them with an idea and, some specs, and it's very much an iterative process, but they're really good at what they're doing. So we are very, very lucky to work with our manufacturing partners. So overall, this is definitely an idea that I would love to take to our team and see if we can make it work. Hopefully this provides a little bit more color into how we think about new products, new ideas. I've mentioned this before, but we're never going to be the brand that comes up with like 30 new products a year. That's just not us. Every product we design, we put so much thought into it, and we want to make sure that it's a really, really great product that's worth your dollar. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed those questions and answers. If you have any questions that you want to ask that you want me to cover in a future episode, please submit it in the form in the comments, and I would absolutely love to cover it on a future episode. Yeah, if you have any feedback on if you loved this episode or you didn't, please let us know. We love feedback. Thanks again for tuning in. This was so much fun, and I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.